Discover's text tools give you all you need to get a beautiful finished product. Some of these tools include regular text, circular text, and vertical text. And the retail edition even comes with 100 extra fonts, but that's definitely not all. I mentioned in the last tutorial that the background tab is the best for elements of your design. Likewise, the foreground tab is intended for text objects. In the toolbar, you have probably noticed the text box, circular text, and vertical text tools. Or perhaps even the A button that brings up the art text plugin. This plugin lets you create interesting text objects in Beelight's art text and send them back to Discover using link-back technology. And the best thing is that you don't even have to buy art text to do this. This is covered more in depth in a later tutorial. Let's go ahead and delete that object and take a look at the text box tool. Creating a text box is as simple as placing the cursor over the canvas, clicking, and dragging to draw the borders. Then just enter in your text. Note that you can use the handles to resize the text box at any time. Another thing that you need to know about text boxes in Discover is that they understand the edges of the disk and sort of flow around it. Now, most of our text editing tools are located in the Text tab of the inspector. You can change the alignment, color, add a bullet to or number a list, change the text size, change the font. The Beelight software collection in the left panel is where you can find the additional 100 fonts that are included in the retail edition of Discover. Next are the spacing tools that let you change the distance between characters, lines, and paragraphs, as well as insert margins. I'll get to the next two sections of the text tab a bit later. For now, I want to stick with the absolute basics. Now let's jump back up to the toolbar and take a look at the circular text tool. Now this tool allows you to create text that runs parallel to the edge of the disk. This is great for adding copyright information, track names, or any other text that you can think of. Once the tool is activated, click on the canvas to insert the circular text object. Note that it is automatically centered on the canvas. The dialog that appears is where you can type and change the size of your text. All other parameters can be controlled in the inspector. After you close this dialog, you can bring it up again at any time by double-clicking on the circular text object. If you wish to flip the text to make it readable at the bottom, use the clockwise text direction checkbox in the inspector. Let's check out the way Discover handles vertical text. This tool basically works just like the regular text box tool, but the resulting text is vertical. That's basically it for the disk, so let's go ahead and glance at it without those text box borders. You can do that by clicking on the eye in the upper right corner of the main window. That looks fine to me. Now let's go ahead and go to the tray insert because there are still a few things that I want to show you. To the right and left, we have the narrow sections of the insert that fold up. While you can use the vertical text tool here, some prefer regular text turned at 90 degrees, and this is very easy to do in Discover. Let's go ahead and create a copy of the Sam Franklin text at the top, and resize the text and the box itself. Then we can rotate it by jumping over to the Geometry tab of the inspector and entering in 90 degrees in the rotation section. Now for elements such as jewel case inserts or multi-page booklets, you might want to break one text up into columns. Discover has flowing text boxes that help you do just that. Let's go ahead and add a text box and copy in our text. Take note of that red cross at the bottom right. This indicates that the text is too long for the box. Clicking on that cross activates the text box tool, letting you create another text box. So now these two text boxes share the same text. Now there is one more important thing that you need to know about flowing text boxes, and that is how to get text to flow around images. Let's first open up the Image Depot and place this French horn onto the canvas. Keeping the image selected, we need to go over to the Text tab of the inspector and select Object Causes Wrap. You can see there are 4 different ways to wrap the text. The extra space field lets you change the space between the edge of the image and the text. Note that you will probably need to adjust the text boxes after doing this. Now, to finish the Text tab of the inspector, and as a sort of introduction to the next video tutorial, I want to show you a bit about text imported from iTunes. To get to the imported text, click on the tab of the Source panel with the camera and the 8th note. Now our text has already been imported. To learn more about importing track info, please see the tutorial on importing track info, photos, and video. The format of the text can be changed using the Format drop-down menu, and then you just need to drag and drop the text to the canvas. Now this text can be edited just like any other text in the program, but there is one extra tool that is specific to this text. Remember the column section of the Text tab? This tool allows you to choose the text in one column and edit it independently. So that's basically it for the text tools. From simple text to words with 3D effects, Discover has it all.